you think? How's that looking, Ken?
Looking good, man.
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.com. Today we are going to be talking about Michael Merkel. I'm assuming is his last name. He goes by JustMerk on YouTube and Merkel Fitness on Instagram. And it just shows his first name here, Michael. So I'm assuming Michael Merkel. That's fun to say. Michael Merkel. Say that fucking 10 times fast. So he had a natural transformation. He claims natural on his Instagram profile. He had a video go viral back in 2019, January 11th. This is one of the, I guess, top transformation videos on YouTube as far as, especially naturals go. So crazy 3-year natural transformation. If you go from the start, it's one of those like dramatic opening videos where it shows him, you know, as a young kid essentially and what he went through and his struggles and whatnot. So off the bat, you can see that the guy has deep ab cuts and like great genetics off the bat before it even starts. Like most people don't get visible abs their entire life, and here he is just starting out in the gym, and he has deeper ab cuts than like some guys I know who train their fucking ass off and diet themselves into the ground. So he has a great foundation to work off of at a young age. Moving forward, he starts to progress very, very quickly, and you know, it's like steroid-like results, but you have to keep in mind, he just started lifting. So newbie gains can easily be misinterpreted as, you know, like steroid results. He is a teenager here after all, and moving forward into 2017, 2018, this guy's physique starts to look like a fitness model. He has crazy cuts. He was already lean to start with. He has great ab inserts where he's always like, basically looks like he's, you know, like 10% year round basically because of the way his inserts sit. And frankly, most of his body has great inserts like everywhere. He distributes body fat very favorably, and he's just lean to begin with too. But he always looks like he's like that classic fitness model look where you just have the best inserts in the right places in terms of having the deep round ab cuts. He has big bulky arms that are like 3D-ish, round muscle bellies, just and obviously packs on muscle very easily. But you have to keep in mind too, he's 5'9", so when he puts on weight, it's going to distribute in a way that makes him look bigger, like pound for pound, than a guy who's, you know, like over 6 feet tall. Here he is competing at let's see, he stepped on stage a few times, and this is him at a model search competition, and this is like bad lighting, and you can still see how deep the ab cuts are. He has a good chest. He has just like an overall like very classic fitness model look, and this is only a couple years into lifting. This is him again before he even started, and then all the way jumping towards midway through his transformation. Like you have to keep in mind, this is almost 2 years ago at this point too, and this is the people are still referring to this footage as their gauge of if this guy is natural or not, because frankly, his physique has progressed since then, but this was like the most substantial difference of all. Like if you look at him now, he's definitely packed on another like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle since then, but it's, you know, from start to finish, that big shift is the one that has people wondering, like, how could you possibly look like a fitness model after just a couple years? But there are genetic elites out there, unfortunately, that for people who might be jealous of it or whatever, that's sort of just the cards you are dealt in some cases. This guy has top 0.01% genetics in my opinion, but looking at him now, this is week 2 into a bulk posted yesterday. At the time of recording this video anyway, it is the 10th right now. It's just posted on the 9th, and here he is looking at his physique and assessing it.
The lats, I'll build the shoulders more, but that's okay. You know, it don't matter. Just work to do. What you think? How's that looking, Ken?
Looking good, man.
I mean, it's night and day with like a pump and good lighting, because I feel completely washed out, flat, and just kind of flabby when it's not you know, right after the gym like this in here.
So he mentions the lighting thing in the pump and acknowledging that anyone who has experience looking at themselves in the mirror and isn't a moron understands that lighting and pump plays a huge role, to the point where if you see this guy just walking around with like a t-shirt on, you don't necessarily think, like, this is him August 16, 2019, like over a year and a half after his transformation that people accuse him of steroids on, that he looks like just an athletic guy here. He doesn't look like some shredded fitness model, because frankly, he's not that massive. Like, he's a very reasonable weight if you actually look at his body weight. As of recent, he mentions how he is July 5th, still sitting between 172 to 175 pounds. Not too big, just big enough. So it's not like he's walking around like 205 here at this body fat percentage. Like I said, he has good inserts that make him look a lot bigger than he is. And here he is here. This is just a nutty shot with the deep ab cuts again. 3D delt, the separation is on point. The fucking anterior deltoid just fucking popping here with that, the striations in the chest, the veins climbing the front, that garden hose going down the bi and the forearm. And here's some posing footage from the exact same shot in the bathroom, I guess. But again, he is 5'9", 174 pounds in this video. So while it's an incredibly impressive physique and looks like, yeah, something that may be unattainable to most people, you have to keep in mind the body weight proportionally to what he looks like. Like 5'9", 174, is that an extremely unreasonable weight to be at this body composition? You know, a lot of people might dwarf this guy when they stand beside him, but it's just in the videos and the pictures, his muscle inserts and his leanness make him look 100 times bigger than 99% of people. Here he is, 2016 and 2019. This is a good representation of his before and after. And this is kind of like where the gains really start plateauing and falling off, where you get the majority of your progress in year 1, a much lesser amount in year 2, but still a substantial amount. Year 3, a much less substantial amount, but still a decent amount. And by that time, at the end of year 3, where you're doing everything right and on point, you're gonna start plateauing to the point where it's like, you know, you're just milking another like 1 to 2 pounds of muscle per year, potentially, if you're lucky. Maybe a little bit more, but realistically, after 3 years of like everything on point, you're largely going to be maxed out if you're in your early 20s and you've had maxed out test levels and you've been making the most of that time frame with reasonably intelligent training, rest, and diet practices. And this guy is a fitness influencer for a living, so let's just assume everything he's doing is probably like pretty decent. From what I can tell going through his stuff, he doesn't party a lot. He doesn't promote some like unsustainable lifestyle where he's drinking all the time or anything like that. It seems like he's pretty on point. So again, he doesn't look like, you know, unreasonable in his shots in a t-shirt with not the best lighting, without a pump, blah, blah, blah. He just looks like an athletic guy with a reasonably attainable physique, I would say. It's only once we go back to his transformation shots that you're like, what the fuck? This guy looks insane. But if you go back, again, even to the first image in his Instagram, 2017, like, look how deep the ab cuts are, dude. Like, look at the separation in the delt here. Look at the development already. Like, he was already competing in his first fitness competition within like a year and a half or something. Like, it's just insane how much progress this guy has off the bat and how well the weight distributes. Like, a lot of people don't achieve this level of like development. They might achieve the same level of muscle though. Like, it's not that hard to get to like 10% body fat, 172 pounds. Like, that's well within reason for a lot of people with half decent genetics. It's just that same guy, the half decent genetics guy, is not going to look the same as top 0.01% genetics guy at that 174 10% is all I'm trying to say. And this is where this guy looks absolutely redonkulous at 21 years old in the low 170s because of his inserts and the way this guy is built. And that's just sort of how it is. But again, going back to the most recent update, he's bulking now and he is looking a lot heftier. This guy is blowing out of his GymShark tee here. The fucking sleeve can barely stay on this goddamn meat hanging off the bone here. And despite gaining weight, he's still maintaining the deep ab cuts. The size looks to be incredibly lean. It's not like he's gaining a reasonable amount of body fat that seems to be representative of some guy who's natural. Does that mean he's using anything? You know, it's certainly possible that he might be hopping on something, but frankly, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt unless I see some statistics on him where he is all of a sudden in the, you know, like high 180s with the same level of body fat. I'm going to assume it's probably just the way he's always distributed weight very, very favorably clearly. Like if you go all the way back to the beginning of his Instagram, like I mentioned, all the way down at the bottom, at the very first post, again, this guy always has been shredded like from the front for his entire life, basically. Like he just holds like no fat here, basically. So when he bulks up, it seems to distribute favorably up here. Like maybe he holds most of his fat in his ass, his fucking thighs, like who really knows? But I mean, like clearly the weight is going to the right places for him. Is it mean he's natural though? I don't know, we're gonna see what he looks like after his next, you know, cutting phase. If all of a sudden he's up like 10 pounds of stage weight after 3 years of bulk of, you know, being super, super consistent and maintaining, like this is, I guess is like, this was 3-year transformation, January 11, 2019. So he's gonna be like 5 years deep at this point by the time he cuts after this bulk here, this October. So if by the end of the next cut, he is 180 plus at the exact same body fat as he was at like 172, at that point I would be like, okay, this guy is definitely doing something now. But if he just ends up at like 175, 176 or something, with a relatively similar body fat than he was like earlier in the year at 172, I might give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt and be like, perhaps he's like at the tail end of his natural potential and he just distributes weight very favorably. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say natural for now, but the next cut will be the indicator of if it is or not. If he starts gaining a disproportionately high amount of like stage weight, like actual contractile tissue, like above, I would say anything above like 4 to 5 pounds. And when he's this deep into lifting, like 5 years deep, if he somehow manages to gain like over 4 or 5 pounds of muscle again in this bulk phase, at that point I would be like, okay, this guy's definitely stepping it up and taking something now. But for now, I'm going to say his transformation before was natural and he maybe was natural this whole time. Until now, potentially, but we're gonna find out. So let me know what you guys think. Mainly was his crazy 3-year natural transformation, natural indeed, and him walking around at like, you know, 172 to 175 at 5'9". Based on his genetics, do you think this is natural or not? And moving forward, I think it'll be pretty obvious if all of a sudden the progress just like skyrockets for no good reason whatsoever after being this deep into lifting, that the fitness industry pressure will have gotten to him and he's going to have taking things to the next level. If he gets into the 180s at the same super low body fat percentage that he's been at in the low 170s, I'm going to be like, okay, this guy's definitely doing something now. But for now, giving him the benefit of the doubt, natural. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is Michael Merkel natural or not? And based on his most recent update, is this something you think can be achieved naturally in a top genetic elite or not? So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We will see in the future. All the comments help the algorithm, so they're much appreciated when you guys do that. Please like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_moredates. Facebook, Snapchat, BitChute, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen on audio instead of burn through your data on YouTube at the gym or while you're driving or whatever, the audio is good for that. And I recommend you subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I am associated with in the video description below. My TRT clinic, if you're interested in hormone replacement or any kind of optimization whatsoever, even pharma grade hair loss prevention medications. That's where I get all of my stuff personally, and that's where all my friends go to get all of their pharmacy grade medications as well for their hormone optimization protocols and whatnot. So check that out if that interests you. It's all telemedicine, super convenient from the comfort of your own home. You don't even need to leave the house. You can talk to the doctor over Skype, FaceTime, Zoom. Very convenient, and it's all it's the way of the future in my opinion, especially with all the stuff going on. If you want to check out Gorilla Mind, my turnkey nootropic formulas for productivity, creativity, focus. This is what I use to stay locked in for 16 plus hours a day during my long grinder work days, as well as the pre-workout formulas. If you haven't tried Gorilla Mode, I would ask you what the fuck you're doing at this point, because it's taking over the industry. And I think I encourage you to go get your current pre out of the cupboard. Look at the label. Look at the label on Gorilla Mode, the classic formula with the hybrid of the maxed out NO precursors, hyperhydrating agents, plasma expanders, nootropics, as well as stimulants at the maxed out efficacious dosages in the exact synergies of these efficacious ingredients that actually do something as opposed to something that just gives you an itchy butthole like a low dose of beta-alanine. Compare the labels and you'll see for yourself how transparent we are with how potent our formulas are, and the choice of ingredients are done for a reason. We're not artificially inflating our L-citrulline with malic acid or any shit like that. This is the top of the line hybrid formula. This is the best overall pre-workout on the market, bar none. Gorilla Mode Nitric. This is the best pump formula, non-stimulant, no stimulants. You can use it at nighttime, anytime you want. And it's even more maxed out in the NO precursor and hyperhydrating category with a 10-gram dose of pure L-citrulline with malic acid added separately on top of it, not artificially inflating the content of the citrulline. 4 grams glycer pump. We have nitrosogene in there at a maxed out dose. We have agmatine sulfate. We have sodium nitrate. We have even an ACE inhibitor through vasodrive AP. This product is absolutely insane. If you have not tried this, you have not experienced the best pump of your life, and I recommend you try it out if you want a potent stimulant-free pre-workout, or if you just want something to stack with a lower dose of Gorilla Mode. And if you don't want to use the full stimulant dosage, but you want the maxed out dose of the NO precursors and hyperhydrating agents, you can do a combination of like 1 scoop Mode, 1 scoop Nitric. And then Gorilla Mode Stim, which will be renamed soon to Gorilla Mode Energy to be, because frankly, it's just an energy formula that can be used for a wide variety of different things as opposed to just pre-workout. This can serve as a energy formula before work. It can serve as an energy formula for, running errands, for attention to detail tasks, studying for exams, cramming. It's basically just a turnkey nootropic stimulant formula at a very cost-effective price point. So we took the cognitive enhancing component of Gorilla Mode and basically doubled the tyrosine, doubled the Kana, increased the N-phenethyl dimethylamine citrate, increased the caffeine up to a point that even a stim junkie, short of somebody who is burned out even on DMAA and literal amphetamine analogs, would still feel and get a good kick out of it and feel great when you're using it. It's extremely potent at mood elevating, getting you locked in, getting you focused, getting you motivated. It is a much cheaper too, because it doesn't have any of the citrulline or any of the pump products. It is just pure maxed out mental performance for the stim junkies or for those who just want a cost-effective pre without all the other stuff. So if you want to check that out, it's all in the video description below, as well as a coupon code if you want to save another 10% off of it. You can use DC10gorillamind.com. And anything else I am associated with, video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.